Get Demon Shadow 88, Kazu, Onichirorobu. This is the second half of, this is part 2 of the my modifications for my belts. In the first video, I forgot to point this out. I don't hinge pins. I really don't. With that said, Kiva's has hinge. So I'm actually going to show you how to do hinge pins. The other ones, the just straight go into the belt. The only thing hinge pins, and the difference between the hinge pins and the difference between the hinge pins and straight pins is the fact that, well, the straight belts, the straight ones just go straight into the belt, no issues. And then the straight pins have this little bar. By the way, when you mod this, keep the belts. Keep the actual plastic pieces of the belts. Because if you ever decide to sell your belt, keep your mod. If it's a generic color like gray, keep your mod. You can use it for other belts. Okay. Now, you take it and you fold it over and you check to make sure that it's going to work. And then you roll it a little bit, take the pin. If I was doing a straight one, you would need a soldering iron. If there are any kids watching, adult supervision, because soldering irons will burn you bad. Actually, it doesn't even matter who you are. Technically, adult supervision is needed anyway when doing this. Because sewing machine hurt you, scissors hurt you. If you ever decide to buy a pair of Scotch scissors that are red and black handled, be careful. I closed my finger with these things. I closed these things on my finger one time. It cut me. From this day forward, these things are called the evil scissors. So, let's run. Just take. Wait. Okay, go the other direction. About to screw up again. Take it. Run it under the sewing machine. Because, yes, you are still if you are trying to watch this in one shot, you are watching it with the sewing machine still. If it was a straight piece, you won't need the sewing machine. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now that that's done, wherever the pin rolled to, you take the pin. First of all, you take the pin and you put it back into the part for the belt. Take a Sharpie and mark where it covers. Make sure you're using a Sharpie that's actually useful. Because apparently this point blue one is useless. Oh well, whatever. There you are. I keep all my stuff in a toolbox. Black Sharpies are your friend. If you have a toolbox that you do stuff in, keep a black Sharpie. Really. Keep them in the toolbox, keep them in a desk. Quite frankly, if you can get away with it, tape one of them to you. It may hurt when you take it off, but they're useful. Ow. But back to what I was saying. Mark it where the belt in it stops. And then take the loop that you just made, slide it in, and then cut. When actually you won't see what you're cutting, but it's good to just, it's not going to hurt it if you cut too much off, because when we're just going to burn the edges, like I said, I use nylon. If you want to use belt material or something, go ahead. Some people have been having an issue with foam. I've never used foam on this. If I'm going to use foam, I'm going to use it for the actual belt itself. I'm not going to use it on the straps, because it's all fun and game until you're walking down the road and your belt falls off. Hopefully the belt that you're working on isn't the one that's holding up your pants, because that's not attractive at all. Okay. Make sure you got it in there. If it's in there, and you line it up to see if it'll go in there right, if it fits, you're good. Because it fits. Now, take your lighter. If you have one, if you don't have one, either way, just my child needs to stay out of my stuff. Uno momento. Can you find my lighter? I need at least one. I think there's one over here. It was all in my toolbox. Joey got a hold of it. Joey gets a hold of everything. There's not one up there. It's over here. Okay. Lighter. Take it. Make sure it actually wants to light on you on purpose. And just melt the edges. If it catches, it'll be fine. All you gotta do is blow it out. Just move that piece. Just move wherever it's at over. Put it into the housing for the pin. And then put the belt back together. Well, put that side of the belt back together. This side is easy, because this side is the side that comes off. Because this is a single clip piece. This is a whole different type of monster. Back. Also, make sure you put every piece that you have had. Because if you leave out one piece, if you lose a piece, you will have to figure out a way to put the belt together in a different way, different fashion. When you get the top part on here, just move that belt piece around. Make sure that that's in. And make sure it clips down. And proceed to screw it back. Actually, oh no, I can slide it on that way. That's the way I could slide it on anyway. And so you have the belt part. You have the belt 50% well, technically about 50% complete. Now, some people that get brand new belts, they have the piece that goes on the back of the belt that keeps the belt closed on them, which Kiva has a tiny little piece. You take that piece, just slide it on, and you just pull the belt through. If it doesn't go, it's just because the fact that the thing is too big. Well, the clip piece is too big. And yep, like I said, too big. But a little bit of force, you'll eventually get it. Rolling happens. Rolling will happen. Now, for the other half. This one being the actual, like, holder for the Kiva bat. It has more screws that you gotta take. But for the sake of all things, period, I'm only taking off these 4 and loosening these. Loosen that one. If it sounds like it's a popping noise, don't worry. They put these screws in with like a hydraulic screwdriver. That's just you breaking the screwdriver seal. It's not like you're breaking the seal for warranty, because once you've bought it, it's yours. If belts ever came with a warranty, there would be a lot of problems, because the hinge pins on Ixa, the hinge here, I got one, it broke. The person I modded one for, it broke. I don't know what's wrong with it, but they just break. So just lift that and slide that out. And put this to the side. And now, you're going to do the same exact thing you did with the pin on the other side for this one. Just make sure it's right. Fold it over. Make sure it's there. Pull the pin out. And sew it. You don't have to use a sewing machine. It's an optional thing. It just works a lot faster, because you're not sitting here constantly going back and forth and potentially stabbing yourself with it. In order to do this, you don't really need seamstress skills. You just need to know how to. If you can pretty much take a pencil or something and just do this, you can do it. It doesn't take a lot to put this together. And even if somebody has a sewing machine and you use it, all you gotta do is technically just use a straight line. Just go back and forth over it like twice. I do it 3 times to make sure. Okay. Cut your notches out. Take the pin out. Usually, if the pin gets stuck, all you gotta do is just pop it out with the pliers. Or with the screwdriver that you're using. I will make sure... Oh, I can't say that's going to the beginning of the video. And so, cut that off. Cut that. Cut that. Cut that. Right there. And then just snip. Put it in. Make sure you keep up with that pin. Because that pin is your livelihood. There it is. Place the pin back in. There we go. I cut that one a little bit too much. I cut a little bit too much, but once this is on here, it should stay. Okay. Now, you get your... Oops. I dropped a screw. Be careful when slinging these things around. These belts are expensive. So, you get it, you take it, you put it back in the... You put it back in the housing. There we go. And you screw it back together. And voila. Let me back this up. Voila. And to just size it up for the right size, just pull and put it on. See, this being made for... This wasn't made for me. So it's a bit loose, but if you just take a rubber band and the back, just take a rubber band to the back, make sure it's tight on there, rubber band or one of the big metal paper clips, you get it. And then you have... Are you serious? And it'll even hold... The nylon will withstand up your fusels. Actually, if you take it to where it's doubled, you just slip it on there, on that side. And you take this side, you just slip it there. And you go. It's not going to come off at all. See? Nothing's going to fall.
Wake up!
It's just falling on me because, well, it's still a bit loose. And once you get to the sizes you want it, this clips right off. Thank you for sticking through this. Cause if you have any questions, comments, concerns, just message me either through private message or on YouTube. If you have any questions? And like I said, you keep the plastic pieces. Just keep them together because I usually clip mine together and put them in a box because you never know when you'll need these. You never know. Later.